Hi guys, this is Easy Japan. Lately, when I'm walking around Tokyo or Kyoto or Osaka, I feel like tourists are everywhere.
Mm, yeah, that's true. I miss how quiet Japan used to be, but at the same time, I it's great to see like so much energy and life back in the street in Japan.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, I've been seeing news reports lately that tell us how the energy is actually becoming a threat to the people who live in that area.
Yeah, that's right. Like that's a big issue Japan is facing right now. What's called over tourism.
Exactly. So today, we're not just going to talk about the surface level problem of too many tourists. We're going to dive deeper and discuss the problems that the Japanese society is facing from both of our perspectives. Let's go.
佐藤秀俊と言います。69歳です。小菅村を育ちもこの村です。私が生まれた1955年は人口が2244人いました。その時が村の人口はピークでした。
Mhm.
それから今現在は621名、
It's like one third of it.
約3分の1から
The
4分の
decrease.
1に減少しています。
Kosuge village lies just over 86 kilometers west of Tokyo. The empty houses along its streets are a common sight throughout Japan, where the declining population means 40% of its municipalities face extinction.
これは日本の社会的な現象かと思うんですけども、日本の経済成長に沿って都会にこういった山村から若者たちが都会に流出した時代でしたので、その時
So
にどんどん
true.
減ったと思います。この村の将来を考えた時に若者がいないと今後その辺が大丈夫なのかと。
So he was talking about how the population is decreasing in his village and how he wants more tourists.
To come to the village, right?
Yeah, yeah, I feel it too.
Yeah.
Like the young people, everyone's going to Tokyo. So like if you look at the rent, Tokyo has increasing rent. Like it's increasing even though the house is getting older and older, but the rent is getting higher and higher. So you can see how the population is growing only in Tokyo.
But that's because you don't have any jobs at this small village right here, right?
Right.
Mm.
And there aren't jobs because there aren't people. So it's like a bad cycle.
Would you prefer to live in a quiet town with like fewer businesses or a busy town like Tokyo with many tourists?
Well, that's a very hard question. Like since I've lived in a quiet town last year, and right now I'm
Hmm.
living in Tokyo, I would prefer living in a quiet town. Like as long as you have places to buy food, like supermarkets, or I personally like to go to saunas. So if there are those type of places nearby, then I would definitely live in a quiet town.
But you definitely need a job. If you have a job, like nice job over there,
Yeah,
that's gonna
true.
be fine. But if you don't have any jobs there,
Well, comparing it to Tokyo, you don't need a good job like as Tokyo because the cost for living is way cheaper like in those small countryside villages. You won't get the same salary. You will definitely get lower salary in those countryside areas, but you won't have to pay as much. So, talking about the jobs and costs,
mm,
I actually think I would prefer small towns. How about you?
busy towns.
Busy towns.
Yeah, I don't think there's any like jobs out there in the quiet town.
If you can find a job that you want to do or something
Yeah.
that relates to what you like, then definitely, well, I would go to a village.
So the most common story is about people in Kyoto who need to take buses to get home. And the queues to get onto the bus are filled with non-Japanese tourists and their
Mm,
luggage who are trying to also use the same buses.
Hmm.
And then they'll interview people on the streets and say how I've been waiting 30 minutes, I just need to take the bus to get home. This is the reality. So that's kind of in a nutshell how over tourism is experienced and shared in the news in Japan today.
So now, Japan faces a dilemma: grow the tourism pie, but risk a backlash from citizens.
If that number increased exponentially, then there would be an outcry, and there would be some concern by people expressed to higher levels, so that finally the central government had to do something about over-tourism.
When it comes to tourism in Japan, how much is too much? It's a rainy Friday in the historical city of Kamakura. Kamakura is home to one of Japan's largest Buddha statues. Here, you will also find the iconic Enoden train, a charming throwback to railroads past. Yet, one of the city's most popular tourist attractions is decidedly more ordinary. This railroad crossing in the middle of a residential district.
Have you been here?
I love anime,
Yeah.
and I do this anime that called
Me too.
Slam Dunk, and that's
So
my
famous.
childhood. And
Slam
this
Dunk.
spot is a part of the opening music of the Slam Dunk.
Actually, I don't know who is Slam Dunk. Frankly speaking, but my kids like it, so I have to take
Slam
a photo.
Dunk is like
This
a-
the one.
It was
My
a
kids sent it to
huge
me.
trend, right? A
So I guess
basketball
this is the pictures that we try
anime.
to take.
It's anime.
Slam Dunk is one of Japan's best-loved manga and anime series. This railroad crossing was featured in the opening sequence of the basketball-themed anime. It's now become a sort of pilgrimage site for fans, but also a cause of consternation for locals.
結構道路の真ん中まで出て写真をもうパシャパシャ撮ってる人がたくさんいたので、車でそこを通る地元の人からしたらすごいちょっと邪魔っていうのは失礼なんですけど、ちょっとなんでこんなに人がいるんだろうっていうので困惑はしました。クラクションを鳴らさないと移動すらしないってことがあったんで、そこがちょっと困ったなっていう感じですね。
それこそ6時から私は最近聞いたんです。朝6時からいるんだよね。えってどうしてって言ったら、どうやら静かなあの場所をなんか拡散されてる方がいるらしくて、人がいっぱいいないあの場所、それを求めるには朝早くしかなくて。
So, when does tourism become over-tourism?
Wow, from 6 o'clock in the morning.
But I don't think is that a problem? Like,
Well, as long as if they're not noisy, I think it's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is probably they are blocking it and they are noisy.
Like, what do you think of the tourists blocking the streets just to take photos on social media?
Well, I were to go like to a different country to see like a famous place of my favorite anime or something, I think I might do the same thing, but try to be very quiet. Trying to be quiet, I don't think is something that I think it's something Japanese people strongly think. It's like one of Japanese culture to stay quiet. So like we want people to be quiet, but if their country does not have that kind of culture, then of course they won't, because staying quiet is not considered good. Blocking streets is a problem, but like it's not simply like the tourists are bad. That's not the only problem. I think there are many problems. Like, for example, I think you know if you've been there, but the road is very narrow. So if there's someone blocking the street, then a car can't like just avoid that person.
Yeah,
You have to
can't
wait.
go around.
Yeah, because the road is very narrow. And of course, this place wasn't built as a tourist spot. So of course, it's not a big spot. It's like a small spot. So we can't just simply put it like the coming tourists are bad.
Well, but I feel that it's once in a lifetime for them to come to Japan and like take the like famous anime spots, take pictures of himself at the famous anime spot. So what I think is, I don't think it's easy, but the government or the Kamakura city should set some places to take a photo, or else it's gonna be local people versus tourism, and like nothing's gonna end peacefully. The conflict are never gonna end. Like when tourists want to take pictures and the locals want to just commute and have a peaceful life.
If there's a photo spot, then there will be a line, so people won't be blocking the streets.
Mm.
Mount Fuji, a World Heritage Site and enduring symbol of Japan. The fifth station, located 2,300 meters above sea level, is the highest point visitors can reach by car. 90% of visitors to Mount Fuji make a stop here. The periodic cacophony of the fifth station is nothing new to Soichi Osano, who has run a souvenir shop here for over 30 years.
やはり地域が違うと習慣的なものが違うっていうものをやはり私たちは理解した上でお客様をお出迎えしないと、そこで日本の人と同じ、習慣っていう思ってしまうと、そこでトラブルが発生するっていうのは私の、何十年かやってきた中で一つ思いがありまして。
Complaints over over-tourism in Japan aren't just about capacity. There is also a clash of cultures. A survey of 10 major tourist spots found that 61% of locals saw improving tourist manners as the top priority for addressing over-tourism.
でもそうですね。やっぱり街中でよく見る人としてゴミのポイ捨てとか、そうですね。ゴミのポイ捨てとかはたまに気になるところはあります。
でもその日本に来てくれるのはすごい嬉しいことでもあるんで、いいことでもある反面、やっぱ日本のみんなが普通にやってることとかを分かってない方とかが多かったりすると、こっちも押し付けづらいんで、できるだけ平和に綺麗に行きたいけど伝えといた方がいいのかなみたいなのはすごい思いますね。You might get international tourists who don't understand kind of just general behavior and manners of Japanese tourists. There's a lot of general understanding in Japan by Japanese tourists of what to photograph and what to not photograph. Other things are it sounds so silly, but luggage. And a Japanese person would understand that you should not wheel your luggage in any indoor space, because that's like walking with your shoes on indoor space. Every Japanese person knows this, and every international tourist doesn't.
In cultural studies terminology,
I like the comment that the second boy was talking about. Like he said, there's so many like local rules in Japan, but if the tourist doesn't know about it, it's really hard for the locals to even tell them like the norms, because it might look like they're forcing their like local rule to the tourists. But like, do you think tourists should like completely study the country or locals rule before coming, or should locals be just more flexible?
I think it's impossible to study a country's rule before visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we do it like on a daily basis. So like it's hard for even us to make all the rules into a language, because we do it every day and we don't realize we're doing it.
I think it's the conflict of the common sense of each country. So I wouldn't have imagined someone might do this. Yeah, Japanese people don't roll the suitcase in like maybe tatamis.
Yeah.
Nobody in Japan would even imagine that someone might do it.
Yeah.
No.
So
it's over their like imagination.
Going back to the question, I did say it's impossible for a tourist to know the rules, but at least if you're going to another country, you should try to stay open-minded and like think about everything you do. So like, is what I'm doing right now correct? Is it something I should do or should I not do? You should think about that. Like even when you walk or go into stores or like see how other people are acting, how the local people are acting, and try to do the same thing. Like that would be the safest way to not hurt anybody. Locals should also be more flexible. They should know how foreign people like don't understand things. We should try to understand what they don't understand.
Yeah.
Not just say you can't do that. We have to think of why they are doing that. So the video concludes how we need more tourists for our economy, and it is a solution for the decreasing population of the countryside places. But on the other hand, there are many problems we have to solve based on over tourism. For example, like having a lot of people breaking the manners and having a negative impact for the local people. In my opinion, I'm very glad with having more people interested and actually coming to Japan. But on the other hand, I thought I wanted to think of a way myself to make contents for people to know what to do and what not to do in Japan.
Well, tourism and the locals conflict are never gonna end. You need some people to think about the solution to make the tourism a sustainable system in Japan, or else the conflicts and frictions are never going to end.
So, thanks for watching our video. Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Would you come to Japan? And would you
roll your suitcase on the tatami?
Bye.
Bye.